If you've never solved a Rubik's Cube before, it may seem absolutely impossible. So, today, I will be showing you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. So, there are just a few things you need to know before we start. There are 3 kinds of pieces: the center piece, the edge piece, and the corner piece. The center piece, no matter how much you move the cube, will always stay in the same spot unless you do this. But as you can see, it is still being moved. The red will always be opposite from the orange, the white will always be opposite from the yellow, and the green will always be opposite from the blue. Orange. So, the second piece is the edge piece. It has 2 pieces, and it only is right here on the cube. The final piece is the corner piece, and the corner piece has 3 colors, and there's 8 of them. I do not want to count all of the edge pieces because there's so much, but you can count if you want to. So, the final 2 things you need to know are just a few algorithms. So this is called a right algorithm. So, what you just saw, everything I just did, was a right algorithm. So, you need to know that because that is basically the most important. And now you need to know a left algorithm, which is basically just the same thing. Let me do that a bit slower because I did that a bit fast. So, I would highly suggest you practice understanding these, because it will be very useful in the future, believe me. So, now, we obviously scramble the cube, so let's do that. Okay, so now the first step is to get a kind of like a white daisy right here. So the way you do that is that you need to look for the center piece, the yellow center piece, and now look for the white edge pieces. And now all you need to do is kind of just make, obviously, a daisy. It's really easy, and basically a little kid could do it. So you need to know this for the beginner to make it easy. So now the first step is completed. Okay, so the next step is to get a white cross on the bottom with the edge pieces matching the centers. So I would suggest the top is the yellow, the bottom is the white, and have the green face you. But if you want to do it some other way, you can do that. So now we need to have the edge pieces match with the center. So you need to look around your cube to see if any of those match. None of them do, so you rotate it once. Look around again. Again, there's none for me, so rotate it again. Look around again, and there's none still. So we rotate it again. Now this one is done, this one, and this one is done. So every single side is done. Now, we just rotate that side 180 degrees if it does match with the center. And if something isn't done, just rotate the cube again until you do get it. So now we have the white cross on the bottom, center matching the edge pieces on all sides. So now the second step is complete. The next step is to get the corner pieces. So the way you do that is you look on the top for white corner pieces. So I have found there are 2 on the top, and now I'm just going to look at the colors on one of them. So this one has red and green. Now we find red and green. So it needs to be right here on this side. So we rotate the cube, rotate the top part of the cube until it is in the correct corner. So now we need to get that down here. So now here's where our algorithm comes in. So if we do our algorithm, for me, it is put in. And if it is not for you, just keep trying the algorithm until it is in the correct spot. And now we need to do the other places. And you may run into this problem where it is not oriented the right way, or there's just a white piece on the bottom. So now just do your algorithm and you're fine. It's not too hard to fix. Now the entire bottom layer is done. And now the entire white face is solved. So now the third step is now completed. The fourth step is to get the edge pieces in the correct area. So you need to find edge pieces first that do not have a yellow. So this one does not have a yellow. This one has green and orange. And this one has green and red. So now what we need to do is find the one that you want to do first, and then take the bottom part of the edge piece, which is this one, and then get it back to the place it needs to be. So for me, it is right here. Now what you need to do is push it away from where it needs to be. So it needs to be right there. So we need to push it away from there. Now we do our right algorithm, and if you did it correctly, there is a white corner piece right here. Now rotate the entire cube until it is in your left hand, and then do a left algorithm. Now it is correct. But basically, if it needs to be right here, push it away. You basically do the exact opposite thing. Left algorithm, if you did it correctly, there's a white piece right here. Rotate the entire thing until it's in your right hand, and then do a right algorithm. And now it is in the correct spot. So now do that with every piece. But, as you saw, I did that on purpose. But if you run into this problem, where it's in the correct spot, but not oriented the right way, whatever side it's on, do a right or left algorithm. Rotate it until it is in your left or right hand. Then do a left algorithm. Now, this place is free. But basically, if you don't understand what I did, I just pretended I was putting a new piece here. Then I just got it free by doing that. So now we do the rest of the steps until every single edge piece is done, or in cubing terms, the F2L, which means first two layers. Now, if your cube looks kind of like this, you are done with the fourth step. The next step is to get the yellow cross on top. So the way you do that is look at what scenario you have. What I'm about to show you will show you every scenario you might have. So we do this algorithm. If you have the centerpiece, you can do this from anywhere. But just so you know, every scenario you have, you do the same algorithm. So what you do is that you do rotate the front like this, the right like this, the top like this, the right down, the top like this, and the front like this. So now you should have this kind of hook right here. So now what you need to do is that if you have the hook, you just rotate it until it is like this, where it's in the top right corner. So now you do that same algorithm we just did. And then if you did that correctly with the hook, you should have the bar. And now if it is like this, just make sure it is like this. So it's not facing up, it's facing sideways. Now do that same algorithm I just showed you. And now we should, if you did those steps correctly, you should have the yellow cross. If you already did have the yellow cross, then you could have just skipped the step. I don't know why I said that this late. So, now you are done with the 5th step. Yeah, I think this is the 5th step. So, one of the final steps, which is the 6th step, is to get these pieces in the edge pieces in the correct spot. So basically what that means is that there needs to be a red here, blue here, orange here, and a green here. So what you need to check is that if any of them are already in the correct spot, and for me, one of them is in the correct spot. So we do this algorithm. We rotate, no, that's the wrong algorithm. So we need to rotate the right like this, rotate it like this, and basically remember, watch these two pieces because they are traveling around the entire top. So now you rotate it like this, rotate it like that, and rotate this again, rotate this up, rotate the top 2 times until it has the bar again, rotate this down. Now, in whatever scenario you had, you just need to rotate this once, and depending, again, in which scenario you had, you might or may not have it. So, basically, you need to check, again, if some of them are in the correct spot. So for me, this one is in the correct spot, and this one is in the correct spot. So we need to make sure it is like this and this on the top. So now we do that same algorithm again. And now rotate it again. If you did that correctly, then all of the pieces should be matching. And you are done with the 6th step. The final step is to get the corners in the correct orientation and place. So how do you do that? You need to just look at the corners first to see if any of them are in the correct spot. So the way you know if it's in the correct spot, if there is a green and a red right here, which there is for me, or you could just check with this on any side, then look at the corner piece. So there is a red and a green right here, so I know this is in the right position. Now we look at it again. So this is not in the correct position, this is not in the correct position, and this one is not in the correct position. So we have one of them that is in the correct position. So now what we need to do is this algorithm. But before you do the algorithm, if you have any of them that are in the correct spot, you need to make sure it is in the bottom right of the top. So now you do this algorithm. I really hope you did understand that. So I'm just going to make it a bit easier to understand by a little bit smaller talk, or better talk for you to understand. So do the top like this, the right like this, the top like this, so it knocks off the corner piece, this like that, so, and then the top like that, so it knocks off that corner piece, rotate this down, rotate this that way, so it comes back to a bar, then rotate it down. And now, just look around to see if any of them are in the correct spot, So I still only have 1, so I'm going to do that algorithm again. Still, I only have 1, so I'm going to do the algorithm again. And now, all of them are in the correct spot. So now what we need to do is orient them the right way. So if you were in this position, you need to make sure you do it like this, so there's no piece behind here. So now what we do is that we need to turn it upside down, then do your right algorithm twice until this is in the correct spot. And now we rotate the bottom like that. If there is no piece in that needs to be oriented the right way, just skip it, but for me there is. So we are going to do the right algorithm again twice, and now it is in the correct spot, so rotate it again. Now do your right algorithm twice. And now, if you did it correctly, you should end up with like this. And you should know what to do by now. And you have solved the Rubik's Cube. So, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Comment in the comment section to celebrate that you finally solved your first Rubik's Cube. If you did not solve it yet, I would just suggest to watch the video again and redo the steps. But I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you solved the Rubik's Cube, and I will see you in another video. Goodbye! Wait, that's not working. Bye.